Good morning everybody, welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great and welcome to this new video here on Bitcoin. We're going to do a full update this Monday morning. We'll talk about what's going on, what to expect. Bitcoin has been relatively strong so far, starting yesterday evening into the Asian session today. And that's also where we are right now. I mean, Bitcoin is testing the seller's conviction right here at the spike we made last week Wednesday. So that's around 87,000 and a half. So far, the test has been pretty decent. I mean, you can see right here, very often highs and especially weak highs like this get tested. And then, so far we've actually found resistance there. So it could still be a rejection here short term, but ultimately we're holding on relatively well. I mean, you can see, for example, that these lower highs were tested as well, and those were actually broken and also functioned as some sort of support right here, or at least the price pulled back a little bit lower after breaking them. So that's good. If we want some short-term confirmation that we're going higher, we still do need to break above 87,500. As you can see, we did leave a pretty big, pretty substantial CME gap right here, all the way down to 84,000. And I expect that to get filled. I mean, to start off this video with a brief update on what I said yesterday. Yesterday I was bearish on Bitcoin. But what I said is that, if we actually get a bullish opening from the stock market, from the pre-market of the stock market, then we could still see some short-term bullish momentum. And that is what happened, all right? If you take a look at the S&P 500 right here, the futures of it, you can see that, first of all, we opened higher than the close on Friday. But then afterwards, we also continue to rise up. So that's going to be interesting over the course of today, whether we can actually, look, right now, if you take a look at the S&P 500, we're actually trading above the main level we need to reclaim. So that's very bullish. And that's also in combination with just in general some appetite to buy into Bitcoin. That's the main reason why we are bullish right now. All right, and you can see a Coinbase Bitcoin premium, like I said. So there is some appetite actually coming in from investors to buy into Bitcoin, which is always great. The thing though is that, and why I'm also still, I'm much more looking for shorts on Bitcoin than to buy Bitcoin. You could have bought it yesterday when you saw the leverage. I thought it was too risky, but what you see right now is that, first of all, there's a huge amount of leverage coming in. The leverage right now, the open interest is the highest it's been since the 3rd of March, when we obviously had that announcement of a potential crypto reserve. So you had quite a lot of leverage back then in the markets as well. But then second of all, like I said, look, we're bullish because of the stock market, which is strong right now, but there's absolutely no certainty about whether we are going to be able to hold this bullish momentum from the stock market. Yes or no, and the opening can also be very volatile because we might want to fill that gap we're leaving to the downside. So just in general, and then just fundamentally about this move, like I said, it is very leveraged, and then at the same point of time, we're getting some volume back into the markets, but the volume overall is still quite low. It's around $21 billion, which I think is not enough to get a bullish breakout. All right, so short term, like I said, if we can actually break this week high here at 87,500, I think short term that states that there's still, if we're able to do that, that there's still appetite to go long onto Bitcoin and to maybe liquidate some more shorters or to just leverage long a little bit more Bitcoin. But ultimately, I think we're going to fall, whether that's to fill the CME gap, whether that's with a stock market gap fill, or whether that's at this very strong resistance level at 90 and 92,000, which is the top of the range right here. I don't know, and I also very much don't mind. I'm currently not positioned on Bitcoin, but let's for simplicity say that short term it's still most likely that we're going to be rallying higher. But like I said, I do think resistance is coming up soon, and I do think somewhere in this region between 92 and 88,000, but I'll still keep you updated on that. We will reject and we will still drop down to fill that CME gap at the very least. But we'll talk about that later as well. For now, I think that's what you need to know. So thank you for watching. Take care and bye.